What's going on YouTube? My name is Jake and welcome back to another video. Now, before yesterday's video on GTA, the most previous video that I had done was during the beta of this game, Black Ops 7, and my initial excitement as to what BO7 was going to bring. The fact that you could play zombies in the beta was really cool to me. We are now looking at it, what, 4-5 months after release, and I'll tell you one thing, I don't care for this game, and it's not because it's bad, it's just because I'm kind of bored and I want to go through just some points. Now, BO7 arguably is probably the most controversial COD, but not in terms of like Modern Warfare 2, the original controversy. It's controversial in the fact that it's just no one's playing it, no one wants to play it. They're trying to do so much to get people to play it with like multiple like double XP weekends and stuff, and you're just sitting there like, what is it about it? Now, I'm not a multiplayer person. I've messed around with the multiplayer from time to time, but it's just not for me. Like, I've realised as I've gotten older, I just can't do like how fast it all is. And it all seemed really good when they were talking about the whole matchmaking going back to normality, or how it was in the olden days where there was no skill based, it was just completely random. And I'll be honest with you, I've never truly felt in the open playlist or whatever it's called that it is truly random. It just doesn't feel like it at all to me. But in just other aspects of this game has just failed beyond belief. Now, the last campaign that was truly bad, I would say, is BO3. Because, you know, Train Go Boom, it was just a really lackluster campaign. Infinite Warfare's was very good. World War II's was very good. 2018 was what? Vanguard, I think? No, Vanguard came after that. I'm trying to think, what came after World War II? Whatever those games, but those campaigns were good. I mean, Modern Warfare 2? No, Modern Warfare 3's with the that sort of open world sort of stuff was controversial. In the fact that no one wanted that. And then you have this game, which I haven't even attempted, because for me, if I'm playing a campaign of a game, you shouldn't need to do it with other people. I'm a big gripe with games like that. There are a few games out there that it's always like an online feature, and you have to play with others and stuff like that, and that's not for me. If you're playing a campaign, you want to play on your own, you want to be left alone, you want to explore things. Like, right now, the most recent game of something that's come out is Resident Evil Requiem. It's not a multiplayer game, but could you imagine a game like that? They suddenly went, you know what, we're going to revamp the franchise and it's going to be a co-op campaign. No one would buy it. No one would. And the fact that I haven't played the campaign, I have watched parts of the campaign, and it is, I'm cool with them being ludicrous because it is an arcade shooter, and I think that's what people forget. But the campaign just looks awful. Like, the story does obviously carry on from BO2, which is cool, but when you're going completely far-fetched, I know it turned off a lot of people, which is fine. Like that, you're allowed to have your opinion on that. I'm cool with games like trying to revamp the story to like a more modern thing. It's just clear that it didn't work, and you know, like the giant boss battles, which is like a zombie thing, you know, it just felt very forced. And you know, when the game wasn't selling enough, like, what you don't want people to do is slander your game and be like, oh yeah, by the way, this is our campaign, you just don't do anything. Do you know what I mean? And it's all I kept seeing online is just people playing it, and it's just like, what the hell is this and stuff like that. And like I said, I'm cool with them going in a weird direction, because realistically you shouldn't really need to care. I know a lot of people don't care about the campaign, but I think when you get to a point where it's so far-fetched and it's so ridiculous, what are we doing? Do you know what I mean? And I think that's one of the reasons why, like, that's another reason why this game has flopped really badly, is because sometimes a campaign can save a COD. I know that's a weird thing to say, but there are a lot of Call of Duties where the campaign truly has saved it. Because you can go, well, the multiplayer is terrible, but the campaign is really replayable. Like, you know, you don't want to sound like as people would say, but the older CODs and everything, you could replay those campaigns 15, 20 times over, not get bored of it. So that's like one gripe already on this game. In terms of others, for me, the multiplayer set, it's just not for me. So I have tried it. Like, I'm not just saying it because it's like, oh, like I'm against multiplayer, because I'm not. Most of my life playing COD is multiplayer. You know, that was always my thing. Then it became a zombie thing. So I gave it a go, and it just, I say, like even in the beta, it just felt off. And I've played it since, and like I said, it's just not for me. Like, I don't know what it is about it. Maybe it is the fact that, you know, everything is just so quick nowadays. It is just like, you can't, I don't feel like you can sit there and like, play as you used to and stuff. It's just not gonna work. But yeah, I think the campaign as a whole has been, well, the multiplayer has just been really uneventful. I know there's going to be a few people out there that really like it, and that's fine. It's just not for me. Just really hasn't been for me. Like I said, my main thing has been for a while, has been the zombies. Now, like I said, when we talk about the zombies, like I said, playing it during the beta was really cool. And I really liked the whole survival mode. That's one of the things that I really did enjoy that they were bringing back. Now, bear in mind, the original survival map, sort of, what was it? You had town, farm, bus depot, and I'm going completely, I think it is just those three. I'm sure I could be completely wrong, and I probably am wrong in all these things. I don't tend to do research, because what's the point? But like, I remember playing Town on repeat in BO2, completely on repeat. That's all I would do on BO2, because obviously at that time, like, whether you got the DLCs or not, that was potentially during a year where I was obviously still at school, I think. No, 2012, I would have been just after, so not having any real income at that time as a sort of 16, 17-year-old, you know, you weren't really buying like DLC and stuff like that at that time. So I would just play Town on repeat, and I really freaking enjoyed it. So the idea of having like the massive map of Ashes of the Dam being split up again, really cool idea. Really happy with that. And for the most part, it has been really fun. I think Zombies has been, I think it's been better. I don't think it's an improvement on BO6, like at all do I think it's an improvement. I still think overall the Zombies in BO6 were better. But they have done, like I said, they have done good things with, with the whole survival. I felt if you added survival into the last game, I think it still would have been really, really popular. So that is a positive. Like I say, Ashes of the Damned as a map is all right. Like I say, like for me, I am a sort of fan of smaller sort of maps and stuff like that. But I have played Ashes. I think my first run, I got to like sort of in the 30s, you know, just as playing it, and I didn't mind it. Like, you know, I liked the idea of car and upgrading it. I never got fully into the upgrading it. But one thing I have done in the last couple is I've really enjoyed speedruns, and that's something I've been watching a lot of. I said the Ashes of the Damned speedrun has been like really cool, or was really cool to watch. Second map, this one, Astra Malorum, really cool to watch as well. Even if I have no intention of ever freaking doing them, because I don't. I'm not really an Easter egg person, and this is the first COD none of my mates have got. I'm the only one out of us that has it. And like I said, I just don't play it. And like I said, if we're not doing like, you know, going for Easter eggs or just fucking around and stuff like that, really is no point. And bear in mind, when you consider the size of these games and stuff, I mean, I'm on PC, and it's still a ridiculous size of like downloading me, But even for a console, it's like over 100 gig, and it's like modern consoles and everything, you know, with standard like 500 gig or 1 terabyte and stuff, it means you can't have that many games on there. As a PC player, I'm quite privileged, the fact that I've got a decent hard drive and a massive external, and I need to buy another one actually. But like that's the problem, and like this is one of the few games over the years we've all played, and now it's one of the games we've had to take out of rotation because no one wants to play it, and that's absolutely fine. Because like I said, I don't find myself playing this game every single week. I probably only play this game once a fortnight. And that's just because it's just something there, or it's something quick. But in terms of like the zombies, I say, as a whole, like I said, I really do enjoy the survival map, but the one thing I am annoyed about is how slow they are releasing the content for them, because in my opinion, when Ashes dropped, they should have had all of the areas straight off the bat. I know people will go, well, the idea of then like, the whole DLC side of things is to like spread them out. I'm not interested in that. Like, when you think of the older games, you had it all in one go. Like, with the original BO2, you had Transit, and then you had Farm, Town, Bus Depot, and if there was a fourth one, you had all of them at your fingertips. We've only got, for Ashes of the Damned, you've got Farm, you've got Exit 115. They've only just, well, in the last sort of month or so, dropped Zaya Cosmodrome, which is alright, I guess. And then the most recent one is we got Mars from Astra Malorum. Now, bear in mind, I say I played a little bit of Astra Malorum, but I never got to this bit because obviously this area is the Easter egg area. I'm not doing that. Like, so this is my, you know, proper playthroughs of playing like the Mars area, and it's cool. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, the zero gravity is really fucking annoying. But for like killing time and stuff like that, yeah, I guess it's alright. But overall, I think, like I said, how slow the content has been on it, and some of the stuff that has been in the game. Like, I remember when they talked about curses, and I'll be honest with you, I was really hyped when they were mentioning curses and stuff like that, being, oh, this brand new thing to make your games harder and stuff like that. Then it wasn't until rewatching it or watching, like, one of the other things I've started to get into is watching like 100% videos of games, is a very big content creator by Jolums did a playthrough of COD Ghosts, obviously a very controversial COD, but he did the 100%, he played the Extinction mode, and when you get to Prestige 1 in Extinction mode, you unlock relics, which are then used to make your game harder. They build Cursed mode in this game as a brand new thing with relics. I don't think I heard one developer mention, oh yeah, by the way, this is just sort of adapted from Extinction. Now I guess because no one wants to reference Extinction because it wasn't a successful game. But that's what it is. Like, the only difference is in that game, you got relics the moment you prestige. Like, you got to choose which one it is. For this game, you have to do 16,000,005 different things, trying to figure out what rounds you need to be on, trying to figure out what objective you have to do and what to look out for. Then you have to go through like 4 rounds of like HRTs and stuff like that, and you're just like, all this to unlock a relic that says you can only have 4 perks. What is the difference between playing Cursed as I do now, as I am right now, and just saying to myself, I can only buy 4? There is nothing. What? A limiter is going to tell me that I can't do that. That's pathetic. And the fact that it took months and months and months of people finding these relics, I get they're meant to be difficult, like Easter egg pieces are. But for the, I hate to be that person, but for the casual, they don't give a fuck. They really don't give a fuck. I'm one of those people. I play zombies for the sole purpose of just killing time. That's all I'm there for with zombies. So if you tell me, oh yeah, by the way, in order to get like this relic, you have to get to round 40 on Astra Malorum, whilst teabagging 16 dead zombies, and then you'll unlock a portal, I'm gonna be like, I'm not doing all that. I'm really not. I'm just like, what is the actual point in all of that when I can just do what the curse is meant to be and just play like that? It just feels really like sort of backwards, in my opinion. And then going on to, obviously, like I said, like I think the idea that they release everything so freaking slow has been really detrimental to it, because I'll be honest, like when the Easter egg videos come down and the speedrunners get into it and they do, it's really fucking good to watch. Once the hype dies down for the map, no one cares. Like, I don't see a zombie video for maybe 2 months once speedrunning ends, and then the new map comes out. And speaking of the new map, Paradox Junction, it's just, what is it? It's either 3 or 4 different variations of Nuketown put together by teleporters. I couldn't care less about the story. That's just fucking lazy. It just is. I completely understand that, you know, Astra Malorum and Ashes of the Damned are 2 completely original ideas. Obviously, I know Ashes does take a lot of inspiration, obviously, from Transit with the whole teleportation, like moving around with a vehicle, but it's all completely new. And then what they're doing with this is basically just sort of saving time and just going, oh, okay, we'll just rehash Nuketown. And look, as a sort of, oh wow, that's quite cool, that novelty wears off in like 5 minutes. And I do feel that Paradox Junction is going to be one of, I don't want to say it'll be one of the most least played, because people will play it just because it's Nuketown and it's a really small map, and they won't, unless they feel the need to jump from like one zombie map to another, they won't. It will be one of the most forgotten maps COD has ever done. I mean, the last time we did Nuketown as a variant, which was Alpha Omega, the hype for that was really bad. Like, no one cared at the back end of BO4, and then they made it worse by releasing Tag the Totem, which was just a remake of Call of the Dead. I completely understand, like, doing it for nostalgia purposes, but just releasing a map which is just 4 old maps put together, or the same map 4 different times put together, is lazy, and it's not a reason to buy COD. Like, there is a lot of people that just call like BO7, BO6 DLC, and it really is. I just feel that this game is so lazy, it's allowed the developers to be lazy to the point that zombies is just really kind of boring. Like, don't get me wrong, I can have fun just like sitting around a bit. Like, I think Curse Mode has been a really good introduction to people. Having like the old point system back. It's definitely different to how it used to be, because obviously of how hard the zombies used to get back in the game. And you play, and obviously they've had to update like all the point values and everything. Like, you know, obviously you couldn't pack a bunch of multiple times. Now it costs 25,000 to pack a bunch level 2 because you earn points so quickly. So there are things that I do like in that respect, but I do feel like BO7 as a whole has just been one of the worst experiments COD has ever done, and it's not. It's clear that with the underwhelming, poor performance of this game, they've realised they can't do back-to-back titles anymore. Like, you had Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, now you've had BO6, BO7. I don't understand why they ever thought that formula would work, because no one wants that. I think one of the best things about CODs and everything is there is a different one every year, whether it is a modern one, an older one, a zombies one. It's good to have that rotation. Like, one of the best eras is that sort of Infinity Ward into Treyarch, and then Sledgehammer came into it. That was one of the best things. You don't need the same developers making the same game 2 years in a row, because then you do get lazy and you do get like shit like this. Like I said, I think in terms of enjoyment, I would probably say I've had more enjoyment, definitely on BO6, but in terms of recent zombies experiences, I had more fun playing Modern Warfare zombies in Modern Warfare 2 than I did playing this game. And I never thought I'd say that, but you look back on it a little bit with rose-tinted glass and you go, well, yeah, look, I mean, yeah, you were limited to 45 minutes, but fuck me, it was fun. Do you know what I mean? So it's hard to say. We're still only halfway through this game's life cycle, which is mad to say 5 months in. We've had, I say, technically 2 maps. A 3rd map is coming either this week or next week. I can't actually remember when the Season 2 Reloaded comes out. But then, you know, that's the 3rd map. What are we meant to get? 4, 5, 6 maps? I did remember seeing like a post from the Ghost of Hope, which is obviously a COD leaker, say that they don't really have any ideas of what they want to do past Season 2. And the fact that we're on Season 2 Reloaded means we're in the fucking end game of this game. I think the story, with the whole, like, bringing back the old crew, again, you're appealing to an audience that probably has moved away from the franchise. There's still only a handful of them left, and you're trying to bring them back. I like the idea of, I think, the Warden character who's come in, fucking dick. That's all well and good, but it does feel like this truly could have just been extra content for BO6. Because there's no, apart from, like, there's no reason to why they couldn't introduce Curse like, say, they did Outbreak back in Cold War, as in terms of new content. It does feel very lazy, but at the same time, I feel it's kind of like they are exhausted, because, yeah, they used to have 2 years to make a game, then they had 3 years to make a game. Now they're trying to do a completely different thing in the space of a year, while also still working on the game that they were doing. I feel from in that sense, and I do feel as a whole, like, Treyarch aren't completely to blame. I do think a lot of it is down to Activision and Microsoft as well. Because I'll tell you one thing, Microsoft getting Activision, like buying Activision or whatever it was meant to be this humongous thing where we'd see every COD back in. You all remember the screenshots, like the fake screenshots of like, oh, coming to Game Pass this week, and it was every single COD title. They were going to have dedicated servers, and since that day, what have we got on Game Pass? We had World War II, and that's it. One of the most underwhelming games. I mean, next would be Vanguard, but it's so bad that ever since that acquisition, there was meant to be a big amount of hope for the franchise and going, yeah, we're finally back sort of thing, and it's just gone completely in the wrong direction. And that's upsetting because, like I say, these are, like, they're fun games. They are games just to completely kill time and everything. And that does feel like it's going because, like, they're lazy, they're overworked, it's just the same old product rehashed. It's frustrating. It truly is frustrating. I mean, we don't even know what the fuck's happening with COD this year. We know it's going back to Infinity Ward as far as I don't think it's Sledgehammer. I think it is Infinity Ward getting this year's game. But like I said, we're in March now, and there has been, as far as I've seen, no leaks, no teasing for what the next game could be. And that's worrying because what do you do? Because, I mean, I think I saw one thing potentially being that it could be Modern Warfare 4, which, no, I'll be honest, no one wants. Because if it's going to base it off the most recent Modern Warfare franchise, that wasn't, I think MW 2019 is a game that is, it's controversial. It's like some people loved it, some people hated it. I think people, if you look back on it, there was a lot of things wrong with it, but at the same time, it was the true definition of a modern arcade shooter, which was what the original Modern Warfare, the original Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, BO1, BO2, they were authentic arcade style shooters with stuff that was completely over the top, and you were just like, what the hell is going on? So if it is Modern Warfare 4, it's going to be frustrating, but at the same time, it's just like, I kind of am a little just checked out from the game as a whole. Like I said, there is no hype for me for this next game later on this year. There truly just isn't. And like I said, BO7 is one of the reasons for that, because it's just such an underwhelming game. And I think as a community, you know, you've grown up with this franchise, you've grown up with the brand, and it is just, this is truly like the end. This is where you go, like, right, now it's time to get something different and everything. And I know the alternative this year was Battlefield 6. I haven't played it, and I'll be honest with you, I have not seen much hype for many months now of that game. So yeah, I don't know, whether that's gaming in 2026, I don't know, but I'll leave it there. Like I said, like, for me, this game does some good things, does a lot of bad things, and it's one of the reasons I say why I just don't play this game anymore. Why there wasn't any content after that beta, because the beta was good. This just isn't. That's the problem. So yeah, I will leave it there. Have the discussions in the comments as well. Like, what do you guys think of it? What's the future look like? I'm happy to do sort of like more zombie stuff, like going forward, like challenges, all sort of dumb shit like that. So if you want to do stuff like that, listen to me talk, let me know. And yeah, I will leave it at that. Like and subscribe down below, and I will see you all in another video. Peace.